This is Stephen Johnson with Joomla Hosting Reviews. Today we're installing Joomla at HostGator using the standard Joomla installer. By installing Joomla this way, you'll get a better understanding of how Joomla works, but it does require a few extra steps. Don't worry, it's not too bad, so let's go ahead and get started. Before you begin, you're going to need to have a few things. The first is a HostGator account, I guess, which goes without saying. Once you have this HostGator account, then you will be supplied with a cPanel username and password from HostGator. This is the account information that gets you into the back end so that you can configure what you need at HostGator to get going. The last thing you'll need is to have your DNS configured. And all this means is you need to have your domain name pointed towards the HostGator servers. And if you have any questions about that, then just contact HostGator support and they will get you all set up. Step one is to download Joomla. So head over to joomla.org, and on the home page you're going to see a large download button. At the time of this recording, 1.6 was current. Soon 1.7, 1.8 will be out, so just grab whatever the latest package is. Once you're on the download page, you will see the screen and you want to grab the zip file. That'll probably be the easiest to work with. So go ahead and click download there. Step two is log into your cPanel account at HostGator. So you'll go to your domain name /cPanel. For us, we're going to droplinemenu.com/cPanel. And here you enter in your cPanel username and password that was given to you by HostGator. Step three, go to the file manager. So now that we've logged into cPanel, scroll down to the files section of your control panel and click on the file manager button. Step four is to use the file manager to upload the Joomla package. The first thing you want to do is verify you're in the public HTML folder. This will be your top level folder. Now you want to click upload and then browse and locate the zip package that we downloaded in step one for your Joomla files. Now you will see this appear in the main screen of the file manager. So you want to highlight the uploaded Joomla package and click extract. Step five, we need to create our MySQL databases. So we'll go back to the main cPanel screen, scroll down till you see the databases section and click the MySQL databases icon. Step six is to create the MySQL database and user from the MySQL screen. First thing is to click the create database and you want to enter in a unique name. The first portion of your database will be whatever the username is assigned to you from HostGator. So then you can put in Joomla, Joomla 1.6, whatever you like is the database name. Now we want to create the MySQL user. So enter in your username and password, and this should be unique and will be just for the MySQL area. This password should not be used on other areas of the Joomla site. It's just good security to do that. The next step is now we want to add the MySQL user to the database so that the user has permissions. So with a drop down, select which user and the database you want to add it to, and then click the add button. You're going to be asked what privileges you want to give this. Go ahead and give all privileges to this user. Step seven, start the Joomla install. We want to go to yourdomain.com and it'll take you to the installation folder, and we're going to walk through all the steps to actually install Joomla now that the groundwork has been laid. You're going to select your preferred language on the first screen. Step 8, we're doing the Joomla pre-installation check, and this is where Joomla runs through the server environment to make sure that everything is good and will work well for you. The first section is very important. It's checking for the correct versions of PHP, XML support, MySQL support, a lot of the basic elements, and it's very important that all of these say yes. Then we move on to the recommended settings, and it is possible that they aren't You don't have to have them recommended, but again, you most likely want to have them that way. So once that all looks good, you want to go ahead and click Next. So now we're presented with the Joomla license, and you can go ahead and read through all this and agree to it. And if you don't agree to it, you won't be able to install. So go ahead and click Next once you've read through the license. Step 9, let's configure Joomla for the database. Step 9, let's configure Joomla for the MySQL database information. The first thing you want to do is select which version of MySQL. You'll most likely want to go MySQL I for this one. Then you want to enter your host name. If this is a standard HostGator setup, go ahead and put in localhost. Now for the username, well, let's enter in the MySQL username that you created in the previous step and add the password that you created in this previous step. And the next part, we want to go ahead and enter the database name, and then we're going to have the table prefix and the old database backup. If this is a new install, you will want to skip both of these steps or just leave them as default. So once you have all that information in, click Next. Step 10, FTP configuration. This step you can most likely skip. Some servers have permission issues, so Joomla developed a system where you can enter FTP username and credentials to get around these permissions. If you don't have to enter this information in, then you're better off not. It's just one less thing to configure and one more point of possible problems. So let's go ahead and skip this step. Step 11, we're on to the main Joomla configuration. First thing we want to enter in is your site name, and this will be a human readable name. For us, we're entering dropline menu. The next step is to set up the admin email and password. So go ahead and enter in your email address, and it's very important that you have access to this email. You'll need it in case anything goes wrong. For the admin username, you can go with admin, or you can go with something a little bit more secure or specific to you. And then you want to put in your admin password, and we want to go ahead and put all of that stuff in there. And then the next step is to install sample data. So we'll take a second to talk about sample data. This is a big help for people who are brand new to Joomla. It sets up all the articles, categories, modules, menu items, just the basis of the framework for a Joomla site. Because when you start with an empty Joomla install, it's just like a blank canvas. So this gives you a little bit more paint by numbers and lets you know what's going on. You can see how Joomla is configured. So it's good for beginners, and advanced users you can probably not install the sample data. For this recording, we installed sample data. So make your decision and then click Next. Step 12, you have now installed Joomla, so let's go ahead and finish the Joomla installation. The first thing we want to do is remove the install folder. This is a big security problem, and so you don't want to leave this on the site. Now that we have the installation folder removed, you can either click the Site button with the little house to go to the front end of your website, or the Administrator button with the little computer icon to go to the Joomla backend. Let's click to go to the front end of the site. If you install Joomla 1.6 with the sample data, this is what your website will look like. Now let's take a look at the administrator backend. You can get to this area by typing in yourdomain.com/administrator and then entering the Joomla username and password that we created earlier in this guide. Once here, you can now create articles, categories, menu items, anything you need to do to get your website up and going. So good luck. So that's how you install Joomla at HostGator using the standard Joomla installer. So what's next? Time to start adding content to your website and getting it complete. If you did find this video helpful, we'd appreciate you liking it YouTube and leaving a review at joomlahostingreviews.com of HostGator or any other hosting company you may have worked with. Your review will help the Joomla community and others find the best hosting. Thanks, and see you soon.